The secret of change is to focus all of your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new, so says Socrates. The middle of the 17th century was a great period in the history of Lagos. It was a period of intense political rivalry between two royal legends. It was during the time that Lagos was bombarded by the British. Lagos also became a colony during the period. Interestingly too, it was a time when great men were born. Josiah Herenson Doherty, born in 1866, was among such men.
Ogaji Doherty was the son of evangelist Mrs. Ariola Doherty and a clergyman in the name of Doherty also.
His father is from Yewa area.
He came from the Lycon family of Ilaro. And up till today, there's an Iga Lycon in Ilaro that belongs to his father's ancestry. His mother, Ariola Doherty, was a princess of Ijerikiti. She came from the Arujojoye royal family of Ijerikiti. In those days,
she was stolen by slave traders and they sold her and were carrying her abroad. And it happened to be the time when slave trading was prohibited and the ship was stopped in Sierra Leone.
He too had a similar experience and they met in Sierra Leone.
Eventually, they were brought back to Lagos and continued with their church work and functions here in Lagos.
When they came back to Lagos, they had the baby and he was a Lagosian, that they had both lost their origins. But, with Nigerians, family, and because of the tribal marks, people are able to trace you back to where you came from.
And she eventually went back to Ijero, leaving JH alone in Lagos. But by this time, he was also a grown-up person who has acquired a few things.
He was born in Lagos, has been in Lagos all his life. He would visit his mother in Ekiti. And so we tend to relate to Ekiti.
He himself eventually wanted to follow the footsteps of his parents and went to the seminary to be trained as a clergy. Along the line, he opted out and went into apprenticeship as a business person.
Henry, who later took on the popular appellage of Oga Doherty, entered into the League of Outstanding Men who rose above the limitations of their time, overcame the stereotypes, and changed the narratives to set unprecedented records of achievements and success through hard work. After his tutelage as a clerk in one of the local business concerns, Mr. Doherty began his career as a master trader in 1891 in a humble establishment in Alakoro district with a small capital of £47 or 94 naira. His area of focus was buying and selling of Nigerian produce, in which he grew within a short time to become an expert.
He was such an astute business person that there was a period of recession when businesses were crashing because of recession. He got wind of it and gave instruction to all the locations where he had his goods that they should be sold there and then and cut his losses. And that enabled him to survive even during the time of recession at that time.
Despite operating during a very challenging period with extremely limited opportunities, J.H. Doherty showed uncanny abilities to spot opportunities. These, along with his proven integrity and considerable business acumen, gave him an edge in competitive trading and opened greater doors of success to him. For instance, on the strength of his honesty, a European firm extended to him a credit worth £120 or 240 naira every month. This was eventually increased to £4,000 or 8,000 naira per month. By means of such ample facilities, he built up flourishing businesses by diversifying into general merchandise.
Produce was the primary source of income or revenue, but he also was a major investor in real estate in Lagos, to the extent that at his death, he had over 50 properties scattered in various parts of Lagos and the Western region.
By 1898, Oga Doherty has amassed sufficient capital that enabled him to launch out independently and on an extensive scale as a direct importer of no mean achievement in his day. His stores at Alakoro area was opened by him personally in 1899, and their wares contributed immensely to local trade. He further expanded his business by opening branches at Oshogbo, Zaria, Lokoja, and Kano.
From selling padlock to selling cloth to selling, he built houses, he bought houses, and the kept expanding and kept expanding and kept expanding. And he wrote a will.
Alákìkanjú ẹ̀dá ni iṣẹ́ ọ̀lẹ. Nítorí dẹ̀ jẹ́ kí iṣẹ́ ìgbòho òun ni wípé ó kún àkúnyawọ́, ó dẹ̀ gbàyàn mọ́ra láti máa fún wọn ní ìmọ̀ràn pé ọwọ́ tí ò ṣiṣẹ́ kò yẹ kó jẹ.
He was a brilliant business person. He was a highly respected person within the community because when I was younger, people used to say, Omomoga, 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 and I, of course, felt very, very pleased to be hearing that.
So many things he did that were so strange for his era. Land he bought, house he bought, loan he gave out, they were documented.
There was a time when every single child of his had at least one property in Lagos. This is somebody who died in 1928.
I learned that he was also into land speculations, which won a lot of fortunes for the children and the grandchildren. He had properties, landed properties, stretching from Broad Street to the Marina waterfront. And in addition to that, he had properties in Oregon, quite a lot of properties in the industrial area already.
The interesting thing also is that the name still exists today in business, whereas some family names that were known with business have sort of petered out completely, but Doherty still remains.
One of the direct consequences of his immense wealth was that Oga Doherty became very popular as a generous and compassionate businessman.
He was very nice, generous. If you went to go and say you want something, give them. One day, I was told that one day, one man from Jebu came to my brother to buy material and craft. That's our craft, to buy something. And as he was going, back, she fell down to the sea, and she was crying. My dad called him back. I said, "Don't worry, take another one, and then you go. Don't pay for this one. Just take another one."
He was, I think, first and foremost, a generous man, and who loved people and who made sure that he could help where help was needed.
Tó bá rán àwọn tó wà ní next door tó ń káàkiri á pe pàpà wọn pé kí ni àwọn ọmọdé yìí ṣe ó lọ school ni gbádùn ọ̀la kò wá rí mi á ti pé clark ẹ̀ mo lọ sí school tó wá fẹ́ kún un lọ ni àwọn neighbors ni ẹ o.
I grew up in an atmosphere of love Oga, love Doherty.
With his generosity, he became the beacon of hope for many young Nigerians from poor background to cut their teeth in business or pursue higher education. This was attested to by the letter written by Chief Obafemi Awolowo requesting for bursary loan from Chief Odutola. He said, "But where on earth could I get the money? Who in Nigeria today could give £1,400 free of interest to help his fellow man?" J. Henry Doherty Esquire, of illustrious memory, who did the like to many successful Nigerians, is no more.
So many doctors, so many lawyers, and no education. And even the neighbors, the children of the neighbors, called them and said, come. But what was no school? Go. To pay for the school of this. Even the neighbors, not the neighbors.
He was a philanthropist. And the first 3 children that he sent to England, they are not his own children. They were his friends' children. And they rose to very high positions in Nigeria.
He's a person that educated all his children. Those that was not still able to travel at that time, he makes sure that he provided for them so that they'll be able to travel overseas to improve their education. And that's what he did.
In spite of his enormous wealth, Oga Doherty was also a devoted Christian who did not spare any resource to promote the cause of God.
I'm very. I'm a Catholic now. I'm very, they told us. He's a member of that Christ Church. Donation, everything to church, everything.
Mo fi church ṣeré. Sunday lọ church. Kò dẹ̀ sí nǹkan kò sí ní church. Kódà ní cathedral bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n rí onípa tó kó nígbà tó fẹ́ kọ́ bẹ̀.
The family represented by their presence showed that there was something lively about Doherty. And some of the members of the family were regular worshippers. And I guessed that this must have been something they inherited from the papa.
Father was the first people's warden of the Catholic Church of Christ. Furthermore, we were not there because, he died in 1928. So, that was way before we were born. We were told that his friendship with the clergy in the church continued to the extent that they used to walk from the cathedral to see him, spend time with him at Campus Square.
He was very prominent in the church, Cathedral Church of Christ. He made sure he attends the service there, and he was able to get himself involved, particularly when they were building the cathedral. He played a major role in that construction.
Oga Doherty was not just a successful man in business, he was also an outstanding family man. In spite of his busy schedule, he was considerably devoted to his wives and maintained very close and deep relationship with the children.
My father was very nice. He loved the children and the wives. He treated them together. He treated them the same way.
He loved his children. I saw photographs of him and various children. When they went abroad, they were abroad, he saw some of them there. They came back, they took photographs. I think they took them in England too, and so on. And these were children from very different mothers, And he helped to develop each and every one of them, until his death, of course. And that love that he had, which he put within the children, that's what still holds us today.
If you want something in yourself, definitely we give him. In fact, one teach me about £2. But grandfather told them for me £2.10. £2.10 but oúnjẹ tí wọ́n tán fún tọ́pà sílẹ̀ fún mi. So £2.10 ni mo fi ń jẹun. £2 ni mo saving. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo ti ń gba pocket money.
With 22 wives and 44 children, with many grandchildren, Oga Doherty built a very big family, such that was not common in his days. But the interesting fact about this is that 90 years after his death, the very large family is still incredibly united.
The Doherty family is wonderful. 44 children, they got on very well. And they impacted that understanding and that love towards we the children. The man died 90 years ago. I'm delighted to inform you that they are still distributing part of his wealth to the children today. And from my understanding, that seems to keep the children together. And not only that, the love that they've impacted. See us here. We're all grandchildren. We even have great-grandchildren with us here. And whenever there is anything done by any one of us, we go there in full force to support that person. That is the love that our parents impacted in us. And I pray it will continue.
Nígbà yìí tó bá mú ọmọ orogún ọmọ ìyàwó bí ìyàwó mẹ́rin á mú kọ̀ọ̀kan nínú wọn á lọ fi ti ẹnìkan. Alẹ́yìn mẹ́rẹ̀ẹ̀rin bí tẹ́ máa gbé nìyí. A wá sọ fún ìyàwó yẹn pé bó bá ṣe ń sọmọ lọ́mọ tó ń tó tiẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wọ́n máa ṣe tiẹ̀. Á mọ́ ọmọ tiẹ̀ náà lọ kúrò nínú. So wọ́n bá ṣe wá jọ dàpọ̀ lè mọ̀ yàtọ̀ láàrin. Ìfẹ́ yẹn gbòòrò tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n á máa wára wọn.
People thought I had 10 children. But these are cousins, children, sisters and brothers' children. Come and go. But they stayed with me and there was no difference between them and my children. And I have some first cousins who are from south, southwest, southeast, east, north.
It's a family where we interact. We interact a great deal. You would find it strange that 90 years after he died, we all know each other almost by first name. Which I think is very good for us. Whenever you bear in mind that these children that were alive when he died, 44 of them, were from 23 different mothers. And yet, 90 years later, we still are as one. It's really highly impressive, and I'm very proud to be part of that group.
Very interesting thing is that the family, when they have a big event in Lagos, at the same time as another big event in Ibadan. I once knew this. This happened once when they decided, in order to satisfy every question, so to say, they decided to divide into two in Ibadan. Divide into two in Lagos. Now, one half in Ibadan came over to Lagos, and the other half in Lagos went to Ibadan. So we have two halves representing Ibadan and Lagos, two halves representing Lagos and Ibadan. And that's one way of doing it, the keeping together of the family. And I think that one I found so impressive.
I'm happy that we are a large family, although we are a very, very large family. And not all of us know ourselves, but we are trying to meet.
I think two of the younger ones were visiting an older one. And they were shouting at each other, and they were disagreeing on something, maybe something political or something local. And then they brought the food, and then they said they put the food in the same place and they ate together. And he said, you were almost killing each other 2 minutes ago. So far as they're concerned, they're brothers. They're JH Doherty's children. And this happens not only with them, but also with the other people.
I think we are a happy family, and we are a tolerant family.
Oh, we are one. We are one. We shout at each other. We shout at each other. But that apart, we are one. As I said, it's this love that there is amongst us, this recognition, this respect for each other. It's a very close family, very, very close family. And I think that the way we are celebrating this 90th would make us even closer. The younger ones, like my grandchildren generation, are saying, bring us in, let us meet each other. We meet each other on the streets and we want to chase each other, but we don't know we are family. Then the moment they mention Doherty, of course, we back up. But bring us together, bring us, and I'm hoping that we'll be able to achieve that this time.
Well, behold how good and joyful it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. That would just about sum it up, because they still are together scattered as they may be all over the whole country, as vast as the area is, but they are still there together. And I think they sort things out when there are any difficulties.
In his short but eventful life, Oga Doherty built a name for himself with fame and fortune, which made him to assume the title of the Prince of Merchant of Alakoro fame.
Very, very, I add very, very to it. No. And up till now, we are still enjoying the money. Up till now, I'm sorry to say that. Our pocket money, everything. From his money, that the money he left for us.
There was a particular year when my mother got 1.5 million from her share of an estate that was left unguarded 90 years ago.
So you can imagine sitting on those assets today. It's a very, very big legacy. Big legacy. And I'm sure the man did not know what those assets would be like today. You know, but he had the foresight, he bought the assets, and the assets form a very good, solid legacy for the children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren.
When I was growing up in Lagos, that name was, well, I won't use the word magic, but it was a very popular name, and many people respected it because the man made a name for himself and for his family.
By the 90th anniversary, we are thanking the man thanking J.H. Doherty for the legacy that he left. Not only that the children that he left, what outstanding role they be played where they reside. Like for instance, is one of this family member who in those days more or less created Lagos State. His name is Theophilus Adebayo Doherty. This is the man who carved out that Gedegbe Lekowa. It started from him. He formed a committee and they were able to put representative to the government. And that's how Lagos was created.
Very, very proud. And I tell you why. Because in the course of my life, I have never been anywhere and mentioned my name that I'm Mr. Doherty and not received a warm welcome and appreciation. You know, the name that we bear today, that what we enjoy from having that name was not something that was built today. It was something that had been done by our ancestors, starting from late J.H. Doherty, our parents, and now we cannot afford not to carry on the good name of the family.
The story of Oga Josiah Heronson Doherty is a lesson in tenacity of purpose and how man can defy odds to climb the ladder of success. His is a legacy that many generations after him are still proud to sustain and build upon.
My name is Shade Doherty. I am the daughter of Mr. Edward Akilmi Doherty, who married Miss Ajike Peters. I am number 35 out of 44 of the children of Oga Josiah Henryson Doherty. Well, this 90th anniversary is a very important one, and we set up a committee to organize the celebration of today. Many of us are here. We normally meet every second Saturday in the month at Cousin Folari Doherty's house, and there are loads of us in the background right now. We have formed ourselves into various subcommittees and documentaries on publicity, on food and drinks. But what is very, very important is that we have this, what I would term, Doherty-hood, this love, this Doherty-hood, and we're all seated here. It's been quite hard work, but it's also been fun and exciting to hear the history of J.H. Doherty, to hear the individual achievements of all 44 of the children. And we're all here now, and I believe some might want to introduce themselves.
Funke Kayode, grandchild of Zenobia Aino Davis, who happens to be the first child of J.H. Doherty.
My name is Muyiwa Doherty, son of late Dr. Henry Doherty, the 8th child of Oga J.H. Doherty.
My name is Adewale Doherty, the son of Dr. Henry Aderomu Doherty, who was the 8th child of Oga Josiah Harrison Doherty of blessed memory.
My name is Michael Akintunde Odewumi. I'm a cousin to Mama Ijero, that's Fatu Regun Princess Ariola Doherty of Agbeleja Ruling House, Ijero Ekiti. She was the mother of J.H. Doherty.
My name is Eduwaye Tokumbo Iyamu, daughter of Mrs. Mildred Atinuka Iyamu, the 44th direct child of J.H. Doherty. I'm also a grandchild of J.H. Doherty and a committee member.
My name is Polani Doherty, the son of Dr. Joseph Akoni Doherty, popularly known as Daddy, and is the son of J.H. Doherty, 10th child of J.H. Doherty, and I'm the chairman of this committee.
I am Olusegun Doherty, the son of Dr. Joseph Akoni Doherty, also known as Dr. Daddy, the 10th child of J.H. Doherty.
So, my name is Kemi Durosimi Eti, grandchild to Dr. Joseph Akoni Doherty, popularly known as Dr. Daddy, 10th child of J.H. Doherty.
My name is Bumi Femi Pierce. I'm the daughter of Mrs. Adeline Omoyeni Ojumeri Johnson, who is the 29th child of J.H. Doherty.
My name is Bola Ayodele, son of Ethel Omotola Ayodele, the 40th child of J.H. Doherty.
I am Olufumilayo Shode, daughter of Edward Akinmi Doherty, the 35th child of J.H. Doherty.
I am Shade Doherty, the daughter of Edward Akinmi Doherty, also popularly known as Uncle Akin. He is the 35th child of J.H. Doherty, and I'm the secretary of this J.H. Doherty 90th anniversary.
Hello everyone, my name is Yesterday Adibola Shekun ORIYOMI. I'm granddaughter to Flora Atunwa Shueton, the 5th child of Oga J.H. Doherty.
Okay, hello everyone, I'm Toyin Ishmael, granddaughter of Dr. Joseph Akoni Doherty, who is the 10th child of J.H. Doherty.
I am Oluwafunilayo Ellis, great-grandchild of Zenobia Aino Davis, first child of J.H. Doherty.
My name is Olariwaju Dixon, daughter of Dr. Jonathan Alade Doherty, the 32nd born of Pa Josiah Harrison Doherty. So makes me a grandchild of Pa J.H. Doherty.
My name is Femi Ogumbi. I'm the grandchild of Mrs. Victoria Modupe Thomas, the 13th child of J.H. Doherty, a member of the organizing committee for this 90th anniversary celebration.
My name is Aronke Omame. I am the first daughter of the late Oyitoyin Olushola Olapon. Her own mother was Esther Ibiduyi Doherty, number 26 of the children of late Oga J.H. Doherty.
My name is Engineer Olubenga Abozo, son of Mrs. Tolu Abozo. And my mother is the daughter of
Olaide Davis, who happened to be a daughter of Mrs. Aino Davis, who also happened to be the first child of J.H. Doherty.
My name is Robert David Adeshokon, a great-great-grandchild of Adolphus Olayinka Doherty, who happens to be the number 18th of J.H. Doherty. And I'm also a member of the organizing committee. Thank you.